this is like a dream for me right now. Oh, I'm in heaven. Oh my gosh, look, good times. Hello everybody, it's Barry here. Hope you are well wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our kitchen. Today we're doing a video on the Taste the World playlist. The playlist in which I do recipes from around the world, saving myself having to travel there. Although that would be way more fun. Yeah, we do some recipes from around the world and they have been sensational. There's a heavily requested one that I'm doing today. You might remember, whenever I mention the word paprika, I love paprika. I do that. I have no idea why that became a thing, but I've just done it forever. Whenever I mention paprika in a video, people have said, Barry, you need to make this dish called Chicken Paprikash, which actually originates from Hungary. Chicken Paprikash. I've been to Hungary. I went on a stag do to Budapest. I didn't realise there was Buda and then Pest. There's two different places, like a little bit of a water in between. Random story for you, we all went dressed as Where's Wally and a car broke down and there was 15 Where's Wally's that jump-started a car in the middle of this busy square. Camera phones were only just out then, that was ahead of its time. That would have totally gone viral. It was really, really fun. Chicken paprikash, also known as paprika chicken, is a popular dish of Hungarian origin and one of the most famous variations on the paprikas, preparations common to Hungarian tables. Translation, Hungarians love paprika. Maybe I'm part Hungarian. But Hungarian paprika is a little bit more stonking. When I go in a shop, I generally tend to get smoked paprika or they just have a jar of paprika. I went into the international section of our supermarket and found this. Look folks, I'm in the world aisle and I've actually found the proper stuff. Look at that. Now I think that's Hungarian, I'm not sure, but Hungarian paprika is supposed to be a little hotter but sweeter too, and it could be insane. I've just brushed my teeth, so I don't really want to like taste that right now, but it all comes together in a slow cooked medley dish. And apparently we can serve it with pasta. So that's what we're gonna do. So the meat gets simmered for an extended period in a sauce that begins with a paprika infused roux. Oh, I'm in heaven. So yeah, sometimes it's served with this thing called nakedli, whatever that is, or buckwheat side dish, but apparently a big bowl of noodles, big fat chunky ones, that dumped on top. Ooh. Now I'm sorry today because it all happens in one pan or one dish or one pot. Sometimes people call this, when I've used this in the past on the channel, like a Dutch oven, casserole pot. Mrs. B and I just call this the big turquoise dish with a lid. But this thing is amazing and it has some scars from previous cooking on there. I love it because it's sort of invincible. You can put it anywhere on the hob. You can cook everything in there. And that is exactly, hello, where our chicken is gonna go. Can you hear that? There is a gentle cooing of pigeons under my neighbour's solar panel. I quite like it actually, it's quite soothing. This is some plain flour. Some freshly cracked pepper. Salt. Okay, so this is some standard paprika that I normally buy from the shops, and we're about to get 2 tablespoons, because we actually need 3 in total for this recipe. And it's a slightly different colour. It looks a little bit more speckled, like there's more going on in the Hungarian one. Oh, it smells much. That just smells like pure pepper, which is actually what paprika is. Sorry, if you don't know, paprika is basically ground up pepper. It's like a powder made from peppers. So there's loads of different variations on it in terms of the heat and the strength and the sweetness. And plus, if you get it smoked too, well then we're in amazing territory. Whereas this standard paprika here just smells like a red pepper just ground up. That's literally, I'm getting way more with that. This could blow my paprika taste buds out of the water. I might actually hate it. It could be too hot. Although it's saying, oh, it can be hot and sweet. I don't know. My favourite is actually smoked paprika. I just really like smoked food. And I'm going to be doing a homemade smoker video very soon, by the way, as well. And no, that is not a brand deal for vaping. No. Now, right at the end of this recipe, apparently, despite the intensity of the colour of the paprika, we do add some sour cream in and things. It is like quite a creamy, chickeny dish. Some vegetable oil. Cheeky little look up at the camera to make sure I turned it on. See that? But as that warms up, it's just going to spread. And what I love about when you cook in the turquoise dish with the lid on, you get all these flavours. You can scrape them all up and blend it all in. We need to be careful with paprika though, because that can burn quite easily, but we'll have to look out for that. Okay, so on this tray we have, oh my gosh, my drawers randomly opening. We have 1 kilo of chicken, okay? This is boneless chicken thighs and chicken breast. Apparently you can use the skin on, You could use smaller chicken pieces if you wish. It's a bit mixed up for me because I'm following like 3 different recipes that you guys have all sent me over the years. I'm sort of combining different elements. But one thing they all agree on is that you cook the chicken all the way through. Brown it if you can, both sides. So about 8 minutes in this pan. That was me just chopping an onion with my veggie prep kit. There are more coming in a couple of months, sorry. They keep selling out and I massively appreciate it. So thank you. The only thing that is in stock right now are the baking mats and they're running out too. But if you're not sure if it is me selling it, because there are some cheeky sellers out there, selling them for like 50 quid. If you go to my website, the legitimate ones are there. Anyhow, we're gonna have to turn this over a couple of times, I think, but oh, starting to get some color on there. It doesn't matter if it's not fully cooked through yet, because 8 minutes in there isn't gonna do that. But you can see, oh look, see, some brownage there. And this is what I mean, those bits at the bottom of the pan, we scrape all that flavour up. Tell you what, cooking chicken at 9:30 on a Monday morning is not a bad place to be. Oh my gosh. 2 out of the 3 recipes that I read tell me to dredge this chicken, like before we even cook it. So our chicken is kind of like half done. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. We'll dredge it and then take it back to cooking. So there's gonna be paprika flavor in this too. I can't not do that. The one recipe that I was sent didn't do that bit and then put it all in a big paprika sauce at the end, but I want paprika on my chicken. I've taken the chicken out and dried it on kitchen towel like 5 times, so it is pretty much bone dry, meaning that this seasoning should grip to it really well. Okay, even if there's a little bit of moisture, I'm not that bothered about it. And now, in that pan, oh, there we go. I was thinking, well, it's not very paprika-ish yet, but that is smelling so good now. And the good thing is we know it's already started to part cook around the outsides, so I'm just gonna make sure I get it nice and coated. Most of that paprika going into the oils. Ah. Look at that. Oh, I love paprika. I'm just editing this video right now, and yes, this recipe is making me hungry. Yeah. Wow. And you've got this lovely residue of the oils and the paprika and little bits of chicken in there. We're gonna add in our onions. This is cayenne pepper and another bit of that paprika mix. So we're just gonna stir this through just for like 2 minutes, which actually, if you're confident, gives you the chance to make your stock. Because at the moment, that onion is kind of charring up, right? We're blistering it, we're softening it, all these flavors are going in there. The stock's gonna go in to kind of make it more like a swimming pool. So, you know, like you're on the beach and you're putting your feet on the hot sand, you're like, ah, that's what's happening to the onions right now. But then this is gonna be like our tide coming in to prevent that. It's gonna cook it and help soften up the chicken even more so. Every recipe insisted on the stock being a low salt chicken stock. So I guess there's probably enough in there anyway. That was literally 2 minutes there. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can see it starting to catch. Oh, I'm gonna take this off the heat because I want to add a pepper in with it. We're doing paprika, which contains peppers. Although I could have gone for some stronger peppers, I wasn't planning on doing this, and the only pepper we have in the house is this yellow one, but hey. Boom. There's our swimming pool, or the tide of ocean that's coming in to cool it down, and even with that moisture there, you can sort of scrape those flavors up. Oh. Our chicken goes back in. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. So we're just gonna bring this up to a simmer, sat in there. Good times. And honestly, World Wide Web, it smells so stonking in here. I'm really excited for this. Starting to bubble, so I'm reducing it down to just a really low heat to maintain that simmer, sticking the lid on, and we leave that for 45 minutes. Just a little safety notice. If you do have the turquoise pan with a lid on, or other name, remember that the actual sides, unlike a saucepan typically with handles, get very hot. I've nearly lost my fingerprints like 5 times. Be careful, and I'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Several bad puns later.
All right, that has been 45 minutes, and it's tempting it is, again, I said about the handles, that It looks like a little innocent button. That is red hot. Oh, smoky. Now we start to thicken the sauce, and I need to take about 100 ml out of that into a jug. Back on the heat with this. That is what we dredged the chicken in, and I'm just adding in half of our sour cream. We add some more at the end apparently. Some of that juice from the pan. This is going to become a sort of paprika sauce thickener. And that is about as smooth as I'm happy to get it. So let's just add that in. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. And it is thickening it up. So we heat it, lid off now for like 5 minutes like this, okay? And the pugs are just at a shot. All right, guys? So just cooking up some fresh noodles. I say that's completely optional. Buckwheat or that other thing that I can't pronounce at the start of the video we mentioned. This is thickening up, absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me a lot of a curry actually, and that is not a bad thing. Do you remember how dirty this pan was looking, right? And then we added that stock in there and it's sort of cleaned it and scraped all those flavors out up into that sauce. So good. There's things like that that I used to never think about when I was a teenager. You wouldn't believe it. Pat, I know I shouldn't be this excited about it, but I really, really am. All right, my noodles are all done. Didn't take long at all, but this is what it's all about. So good. Now, I'm gonna take it off the heat. You are supposed to add the sour cream in now and stir it through, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let it cool slightly, just so it stays a teeny bit, and we'll do it down here. I made the triple chocolate banana bread recently, and that was stonking. You guys would love making it, but for me, I am more of a savory guy. This is like a dream for me right now. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm just gonna dot, just to give it a little bit of color, some of the sour cream around there, which with the heat, it should just kind of merge in a little bit. Look at that marbling. Oh my gosh. That actually looks really, really cool. This is very naughty. I really wish I made that all these years ago, because I think I would legitimately make this. I'm lifting out. This slow cooked chicken, drenching that on there. Oh my gosh. And then just another trickle of the pepper and onion sauce in there that has cooked with all the oils, the paprika, the little offcuts of chicken, and maybe just a couple of extra dots of sour cream on there. Oh wow. Hello Mrs. B.
Hi.
Are you timing your lunch breaks at work to come home and...
Just as you finish. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Lunch is ready.
Well, I haven't tried it myself yet.
Okay.
I made this, right?
Yeah.
In the turquoise dish with a lid on.
Nice. Our favourite dish.
Yes. When she left for work this morning, wasn't it? I was like, Mrs. B. I didn't say Mrs. B. Babe.
Didn't say that.
No. Have you seen that dish with a lid on? Which one? Turquoise one? Oh, yeah. We know the one you mean now. Oh, wow.
That's very nice. Very soft. Soft, tender chicken.
Soft, tender chicken. It is like a curry, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I say that, it's like a creamy sauce of a curry. But this was going to go two ways. It was either going to be a really hot paprika or a really mild one with a sweetness to it. That's actually a sweet Hungarian paprika.
Definitely.
And that is amazing.
That's very, very tasty.
That is proper wholesome comfort food, and it goes really well with the noodles, but you could have shoved that all in that one dish anyway, so it's like a one-pan dish.
Yeah. I
love that.
I like it too. It's very nice.
So mild.
And so tender as well. The chicken just falls apart in your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. And I was kind of thinking, with all this flavouring going on, the intensity of the oils, it'd be a bit like, a bit gaspy, and sometimes you get that.
It's not.
But it's delicate and mild with a hint of sweetness. It's like sweet paprikaed chicken in creamy sauce.
It is.
I am so glad that people suggested that I try this. Finally got round to it because I love paprika.
You love paprika.
I love paprika. I wanted to call Phoebe Paprika.
That was never going to happen.
Well, there we go. I think that's Mrs. B's lunch all ready for her. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have got any other ideas for Taste the World recipes, recently I asked you guys whereabouts in the world you live. So why don't you tell me your national dish and I'll pick one for a future video. Absolutely stonking. I'll probably do another UK one again soon. They were, I mean, that's just such an excuse to make some of my favourite foods. But something like this I would never ever make. And as you can see,
I like it.
happy wife, happy life. Right. Cheers guys. See you soon. Bye.
LOVE is how you spell food. Gonna make some truffles to get you in the mood. To me, your support is smooth as silk. When I have my cereal, I pour on milk. If you got a food mixer, give it a whirl. I gotta let you know I'm still cooking in love with you, girl.
Someone just told me that this is the dish at the start of the Dracula film, which surprisingly I haven't seen. However, I have seen Sing 2, which is amazing.